Thank you very much. Thank you very much, boys and girls. Welcome back. Remember now we're busy with the first question there where you were supposed to calculate the gradient of AB. And now we couldn't use the gradient formula there because we don't know what is the value of t there. Now we had to use the angle of inclination, which is 45. That is where we ended up saying now the gradient of what? The gradient of AB there is a positive 1. Right, let us now go to 4.2. Let us now go to 4.2. 4.2 says now you must calculate the value of t. You must calculate the value of t. Now you can see here it is t. T is on the line AB. Is that correct? T is on the line AB and also is also on the line BC. But now, we cannot use BC. Do we have something with BC? No, we don't have extra information on BC. But with AB, we have the gradient of AB. We have the gradient of AB. Therefore, now we can use that the gradient formula, right? Yes, you agree that we can use the gradient formula. I believe that, boys and girls, because this is a 2 marks questions, I think you already have the answer now. Yes, I can just see the smile that you have that answer. Let us see if your answer is correct. Now, the gradient formula is the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Right now, from here now, you only substitute now. What is it that you're going to substitute here? You set the gradient is equals to 1. Therefore, 1 is equals to y2. Y2, of course, it will be from the diagram here to say this is x1, y1, this is x2, y2. Then, of course, y2 is a 3 minus 0 divided by 1 minus t, right? And, of course, from here, we can now do what? Cross multiplication. Of course, let us simplify this first. 3 minus 0 is a 3. Divided by 1 minus t, which is equals to 1. And therefore, now immediately after this now, because we have one term on the left-hand side and one term on the right-hand side of the equal sign, therefore cross multiplication, 1 minus t there, we multiply it by 1, of course, everything will stay the same. 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times minus t there, it's a minus t. It's equals to 1 times 3, then 1 times 3 there, it's a positive 3. Now immediately from here now, what is it that you're going to do now? Immediately now we say minus t is equals to, we take 1 on the other side, that will be 3 minus 1, which is equals to what? Which is equals to 2. Therefore now we are looking for t, not a minus t. Then divide both sides by the negative side. Therefore you will see now t is equals to a negative 2. Right, boys and girls, this is the answer that we have. Of course, you can check if you are right to say, okay, this is 3. Okay, let me use the second one. This is 3 divided by 1 minus, that is plus 2. Therefore, that is a plus 2 there. That is 3 divided by 3, which is equals to 1. Boys and girls, each and every time when I do something, I make sure that I check if that answer is correct, if possible, because it doesn't help to just be happy to write everything down, but to realize later on that what I've written down here, it is not correct. Make sure that if possible, you just check if your solution is correct. If you can be able to prove that the left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side, then everything then will be correct. Okay, right now, 4.3, boys and girls, you must calculate P, the x-coordinate of point C. The x-coordinate of point C. That is a 4 marks question. Boys and girls, I'm going to give it 4 minutes. You calculate P, the x-coordinate of C. I just want to check which approach are you going to take to calculate the value of P. Thank you, boys and girls. Your time is up now. Let us look at 4.3. I will go back to the statement. Remember the questions, calculate P, the x-coordinate of point C. I'll go back to the statement there. It says now ABC is a triangle with vertices A, B, and C with P greater than 0. It means P must be greater than 0. You can see, why are we saying greater than 0? Of course, X on this side is positive. Right, and now AB makes an angle of 45 degrees with the positive x-axis. AC is equals to the square root of 50. AC is equals to the square root of 50. Right, now, you can see now we have something now with regard to this one. We know that AC is the square root of 50, right? AC square root of 50, but on this side, we don't have much information. Therefore, this side falls out. Therefore, now we'll be working on AC. What is it that we're going to do on AC? We are given the distance. We are given the distance. Therefore, we're going to use the distance formula to determine the value of the x coordinate of the point C. Right. What is the distance formula? Remember, you said we have AC squared is equals to then x2, AC squared is equals to x2 minus x1 all squared plus y2 minus y1 all squared, right? And of course, immediately from here now, what I'm going to do now, I substitute now AC. What is AC there? AC is a square root of 50. Then I substitute AC now to say AC is a square root of 50, then we square it. Now it's equals to, then we check what is x2. From this one you can see there ax2, y2, then of course this will be x1 and y1. Then x2 will be 1 minus what? 1 minus p. 1 minus p all squared plus, the same apply with y2. Y2 will be 3 minus 4 all squared. Right. What is the square root of 50? Of course, boys and girls, if you're struggling to get this one, you just use your calculator. The square root of 50 all squared. Then it will say now the answer there is what? The answer there is 50. Right. Now, the other thing which is very important now is, what do you understand about this? I know sometimes you're in a hurry in the examination. One end up saying now the answer here is a 1 minus p squared, which is not correct. Boys and girls, the meaning of 1 minus p all squared is, it means now you have 1 minus p. You multiply itself twice. 1 minus p multiplied by 1 minus p. You multiply 1 minus p itself twice. And therefore we have plus 3 minus 4. Of course, that will be 7. That will be 7 squared. Right, when you simplify these brackets, 1 times 1 is a 1. 1 times minus p there, it is a minus p. And minus p times 1 is a minus p. Negative p times negative p, of course, is a plus p squared. And now from here, now you can see these two are like terms. Therefore, we end up having 1 minus 2p plus p squared. Right, what about this one here? This is 40. 7 squared is 49. And now plus 49. Good. Now we still have 50 on this side. We still have 50. Right, boys and girls, now we look for the like terms. 1 plus 45, that is 50. Then we have p squared there, minus 2p, then plus 50 is equals to 50 on this side. Now immediately now, because I can see now I have p squared, now I can see now this one now is going to be what? It is, of course, the quadratic equation. Now how do I solve the quadratic equation? Of course, one side must be 0. I say 0 here, p squared minus 2p plus 50 minus 50. What is this 2 here? The answer for this 2 there is what? It's 0. 50 minus 50 is 0. Now it means now we are left with p. With this 2 here, we take a p as a common factor. We are left now with p minus 2. Is that correct? Yes, that is p minus 2. And therefore, now immediately we can now remember from here, now we can say, therefore, p is equals to 0 or p is equals to positive 2. Of course, now the answer there, the value of b will be where p is equals to 2. Why 2? Because they said now p must be greater than 0. Can you see, boys and girls? Of course, if you have used the other one where you have AC is equals to the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 all squared, then immediately from here you can now say that is 50 is equals to the square root of 1 minus p all squared plus 3 minus minus 4 all squared. Now the next step from here, then of course you will have to do what? You will have to square both sides so that you can have what? Now that is the square root of 50. You can have 50 here is equals to 1 minus p all squared plus 3 minus minus 4 all squared. It means now you don't have that square root on the other side. Right, thank you, boys and girls. That was question 4.4. I believe that you got that question.